If only she had crayons. But it's time to get on the road with thousands of strangers at 5 a.m. trudging on to the next town 60 kilometers away. This caravan is now a political target in Washington, while here, 3 weeks in, they're still struggling to get out of southern Mexico. And every day begins like this. As the sun gets up, it gets hot, and there are little people to push along. Jacqueline Cordonis' 3-year-old begged her days ago to quit walking. She wouldn't, but she managed to get a stroller. Her family fled poverty and gang-related violence. Were you ever threatened in Honduras?
Sí.
Yes. Sí. What do you tell the children about where they're going? We tell them we're going to the U.S. Do you think you'll get to the United States?
Yo confío en Dios y pues Dios sabrá.
I trust in God and God will know. She can't know that she's become a pawn in a political storm, and what she needs is a ride. A plan last night for buses fell apart under pressure from the Mexican government, say the organizers. So it's each to their own, hitching on to anything with wheels, going their direction. For young men, it's a game, not for families, who pause and wait and get a special drink. A rare bit of joy. There's not a huge sense here amongst these migrants who've invested nearly 3 weeks already that they're going to quit. But with official support for things like transportation disappearing and with pressure on the Mexican government increasing, it's hard to know what the strategy is going forward, except for one step ahead of the next. Among the 4,000 walking, there are those using the caravan as cover. We've spoken to several, deported from the U.S. already. But Donald Trump's vision of vicious thugs and invaders, it amuses Albert. He says there's gangsters and vicious people in this group.
No, pues, la verdad, eso podría ser o tal vez.
The truth could be, maybe not, he mocks. I assume there'll be background checks at the border, where he's heading. Along with scores of young men traveling fast to an unknown future. And Jacqueline, well, she finally gets her turn, pushing the kids up onto the truck, clambering up with that stroller to get going down the road to Mateus Romero, another unfamiliar town. The migrants pile off, clutching whatever's precious, head for an open field where they'll pitch a tarpaulin tent for maybe one night before they start the exodus tomorrow. Tonight, 4,000 people are crammed in that playing field. Every day the caravan's on the road, conditions are not getting better. They were diverted late last night from a more direct route to the next town because they couldn't get those buses. So now they're snaking along into one of the more dangerous parts of Mexico. With all the resistance ramping up in the United States, all the attention around this caravan has actually worked against it. So the question is, what's left? What remains for the people trudging along every day? Susan Ormiston, CBC News in Mateus Romero, Mexico.